Well, good evening, everyone. God bless you. We're back again. We are back again. We are campaigning for Training to Reign. This is the campaign for Train to Reign. And I'm excited. Well, yes, Lord. Everyone. I'm excited about what God is doing. And hey, glad that you're in the room with me. Now that you're here, why don't you like, tag, share? You know how it goes. Let's get some people involved in his, so I can talk about this tonight. When God gives authority before confidence shows up. God, He gives authority before confidence shows up, and as you can see, this backdrop is March the 21st. We've had some people to sign up already, and that we are grateful for. Um, so if we can, let's try and get about 5 people signed up for tonight, and let's see what God will do. If um, if I can bring this camera down some, it's up mighty high, and while y'all jumping on here, we're gonna talk about this text tonight because um, I know that it is something that's very important. And what God normally does is He takes me around this vineyard before He can give it to me to give to someone else. And I'm so grateful for everything that God is allowing me in this season. And it's precious to me. So let's just go because y'all catch this replay. And we're talking about something that is um yeah, turn it just a bit to, yeah, just a bit. There we go. uh Getting everything set up here. Yeah, so we're good. So when God gives authority before confidence shows up. When God gives authority before confidence shows up. Let's deal with that because I just wanted to briefly come on and talk about it and give my, as I always say, my 2 cent. I like to give my 2 cent about it, and I want you to join in with me. So these others get on. I wanted to really encourage you to join us for Training to Reign, March the 21st at 9 a.m. Uh, there's a lot that God has uh, uh, put inside put inside of us, and we want to be able to demonstrate it, show it off to you, enhance you, impact your life, and train you for what God has. And it's not just me now. I don't want y'all to get nervous because it's not me. God gives. He has given me um, some of the uh, kingdom's finest generals. Uh, Bishop George E. Gibson, Pastor John Moore, Mother Judy Hines, Apostle Chantel Cox, along with myself, um, Bishop Kim A. Davis. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. And if you think that you have seen it all, heard it all, or been there before, been there, done that, you highly mistaken about this one. You've highly mistaken about this one. Um, there is a praise party that's going to open the session up with. God is really, I'm so inspired. I was at master class with Pastor Monica Haskell, and she started hers off with the praise party. And that thing really spoke volumes to me. And me having a summit right after that, and I said, "Oh, this is definitely something that we're gonna do." So yeah, shout out to Pastor Monica Haskell. Somebody let her know that I was just talking about her. I'm so inspired by a pathway to really get his business done, to really get his business done. Well, so tonight, while others are coming on, and we thank God for everybody that will see this and that will respond, but we want to try and sign up some people tonight. There's a VIP session, and in this VIP session, God has gave some strategic instructions for VIP, where we're going to strategize where VIP is more than just getting the front row seat. It's more than just getting the T-shirt. It's more than just getting these other things, but it's about at the end of the instruction, at the end of uh, the teaching, at the end of that, you step into instructions. So that we activate impartation, pray, release the word, commission you for a 72-hour commission that you got to work out, and it's going to really set you up and set you apart from everything else. So I'll be talking more about the VIP session next Tuesday, but tonight I want to talk about when God gives authority before confidence shows up. Before confidence shows up. So God, he gives authority before confidence shows up because God is proving that obedience, not feelings, but obedience is the currency of the kingdom. Oftentimes that you hear that faith is the currency of the kingdom. Faith is the currency of the kingdom. So is obedience. Obedience runs the kingdom. Anything just like this month of February. This month of February is called the hinge month. The hinge month. And every promise that God has given you, every word that he's given you to walk into, it's hinged on something. It's hinged. And that something that it's hinged on is your obedience, because obedience is the currency of the kingdom. Confidence grows from momentum, from movement. You got to build momentum. You got to build momentum, and you have to move. A lot of people are not confident. They don't have the confidence in doing something because they don't have any momentum. They don't have any movement. You're going to have some movement, because confidence grows from movement. Can y'all put that in the chat? Can in the comments? Can you make a note of that tonight? That if you are going to build confidence in anything, then you're going to have some movement. Authority is given by assignment. So this authority that God releases, or this authority that God has given you. Now, for this first quarter, because Training to Reign is a quarterly assignment. So every quarter we have in Training to Reign. So we do this 4 times out of the year. And so this first quarter is authorized to govern. Authorized to govern. God is, he gives authority, or let me say it like this: authority is given by the assignment. Authority is given by assignment. So when God gives you an assignment and you are authorized to govern, and you got to do this now in an AI driven world, that's what this Training to Reign is all about. So we get to talk about kingdom authority. We get to talk about crown with clarity. We get to talk about authority before activity, governed by heaven, discernment. You've got to be able to be trained in these areas in order to reign. You've got to be trained in these areas in order to reign. And so God, he does this, and he does it not just with purpose, not just for a purpose. He does it on purpose. God, he deliberately does this, because if God waited for you to feel ready, come on. This is a learning curve. We came into February, and in February, I've been on live more than I've been just in third day of February, and I have been more lives than I've done in the past year or so. Because what God is doing, God, he's released the authority. You stepped into the assignment, and so the authority is there. Now, confidence has to grow in order for you to pull it off. And there are more than enough examples of doing what you should be doing for you to have movement. More than enough examples. You're sitting there and you're watching me. This is an example. You have your favorite people on. That's an example. More than enough examples to do what God has called, to build confidence in it. And confidence build peace. Earlier on the radio show today, we were talking about confidence, hope, confident assurance, hope. confident assurance. This is all a thread that pulls everything together that God wants to have and for you to function in. So again, God does this on purpose. If God waited, I mean, come on. If God waited until we felt ready, listen, you would think that you could pull this off by yourself. You would think that the strength is all yours. But when he sends you before confidence arrives, you learn to govern from trust and not self-assurance. How about that? So now you're in this position of authority, because you're in an assignment, and this is an assignment that you have. And I'm telling you, I am campaigning for training to reign. I am so sure that God called this thing here, that the people that involve themselves in this will have a life-changing experience. And then not only that, what they're being trained in, they will reign in. Because I'm here to tell you, this is only the beginning. This is the beginning of beginnings. But the beginning of beginnings. If you put that in the comments, it's just the beginning of beginnings. When he sends you before confidence arrives, you learn to govern and operate from trust and not self-assurance. The gap you feel isn't confusion, it's training. It's training. I think about this all the time. Whenever I'm thinking about training, I'm thinking about something in the military, boot camp, going through rigorous exercises. That's what I think about training. Every time I hear the word training, every time I say it, every time that I'm involved in it, this is what I see: boot camp, training, rigorous exercise, one thing after another thing, until you pick up a momentum and can effortlessly do it. And that's what this is. This is sharpening the tools. And again, God's released, I'm talking about the finest generals in the kingdom. Some of the finest generals in the jewels, the finest, the wisdom, the experience of these leaders that are coming to Delaware, Newark, Delaware, the 21st of March. I know them all personally, and all of them have shaped my life in some fashion, some way that I'm existing because of their experience, their livelihood, their lifestyle, what God has given them. And so here we are, that I'm doing the very thing that I've been trained in. And I remember going to conferences, my first conferences, my first conferences and summits that I ever been a part of. I remember going to them, and now I'm doing them. See, that training that I had years ago, now I'm reigning in that. I come on, I organize my own conferences. And it's just not one. I do several conferences and revivals throughout the year. And so that's as a result of training. And so now we are reigning. And God, he sends the authority. He sends the authority, or he gives the authority before confidence shows up. Let me go a little deeper, because I want you to understand that it's where fear is exposed. A lot of people won't have any movement. They don't do anything. They don't have any movement because they fear something. They fear people not going to listen. They fear that whatever, they don't have what it takes. They fear whatever the reason. It's fear. And that's what this does. It's where these areas when God is training you like this, then what happens is this is where fear is exposed and dependency is formed. Fear runs out, it dissipates, and dependency is formed, and obedience becomes muscle memory. Muscle memory. You don't reign because you feel powerful. That's where a lot of people can misunderstand what it is, the assignment that they have, and what it means to reign and have power. So you don't reign because you feel powerful. You reign because heaven already decided you were ready enough to be trusted. So the people that you are listening to, the ones that are reigning, the one that you are gleaning from, they are powerful because God had already decided that because of their lives, because of their trustworthiness, because of their faithfulness, that they could be trusted with what he gave them. And so you see that when you see how impactful leaders are and the responsibility, the accountability that they have. Almost every training or teaching or thing that I do is it's built to inspire leaders, to build leaders. My own Bible class every Thursday night is called Leaders in Training Empowerment. It's called Light. Step into the light. Leaders in Training Empowerment. Because God, he has already decided that this is where I would reign in. And so confidence comes off movement, doing it. And I have been doing this now for 17 years. Amen. Y'all need to clap your hands and bless the Lord. Been in pastor and teaching and training 17 years. 17 years. And I thank God for that. And I'm still going strong. And I just got started, and I'm not finished yet. So you don't reign because you feel powerful. Remember, that's just a feeling. That's just an emotion. You need to do something with that feeling and turn that into a movement. All right, let's go a little deeper because I'm not any longer trying to have an explanation for something. I want to give you revelation with weight to it. I want to give you something that when somebody asks you what was that Tuesday Night Live all about, I want you to be able to give them this, that when God gives authority before confidence shows up, he's breaking your dependency on self-awareness and he's forming God-awareness. Confidence is rooted in what you can measure. Authority is rooted in what God has already decided. So when he releases that authority, that's why heaven moves first. Oh, what did I just do? I just reached all the way back to January the 1st to keeping with heaven's momentum. What did I just do? I reached all the way back. And I'm showing you that the reason that heaven moves first, because God already decided this. God already decided on training to reign. He already approved and assigned a training to reign March the 21st. This was already God's plan. We had to be obedient enough and walk out the plan of God. And so that means the confidence is built before, the confidence comes after God sends the authority or gives the authority. He gave the authority based on the capacity to be able to understand what he's doing. And not just understand it, but to walk it out. Because it takes a level of obedience. It takes endurance. And you're not going to, and perseverance, because you will have to press your way through. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be convenient, but it is going to be what God has called it to be. And so this is what Tuesday Night Live is all about. It's all about a campaign And I'm going to get others that's going to jump on here. Somebody is going to jump on here and campaign along with me. I know that I'm not just out here by myself. That's what the enemy wants you to believe. But let me tell you, if God be with you, then he's more than the whole world against you. Confidence is rooted in what you can measure. Authority is rooted in what God has already done. That's why heaven moves first. God does not anoint certainty. God does not anoint certainty. He anoints obedience under pressure. When you can remain faithful, when you can remain obedient, I'm not talking about when it's all good. If you can remain this level of authority and power that God releases is formed in you while you are under pressure and you remain obedient. You are not swayed by circumstances. You are not swayed by situations. You are not swayed by your own desires. It's pressure that you are under that's attacking you to keep you from doing what God's called for you to do, but yet you remain faithful. What is faithful? I told you before, it's full of faith. And so when God sees this, he anoints it. He anoints it. The discomfort you feel is not a sign that you are unready. It is proof that the assignment is larger than your old identity. Still, I'm reaching back, forgetting those things which are behind. You're in a new place. You're in a new place in God. This is a new day, and this is a new you. New has no familiarity with it. So it's not like that you can reach back to something. There's nothing to reach back to. There's nothing that's left behind. This is how God upgrade leaders. This is how God, what you talking about going somewhere in God and how he does what he do. And you see leaders that are excelling. It's because they remain obedient. They don't allow their situations to dictate to them, but they dictate to their situation based on the confidence that they have in God and the trust and the dependency, not on their own selves, but on God. When your total dependency relies and rests on God, let me tell you, you have all of heaven's attention. His hand is what's working in your life. And when his hand, God, when his hand is working in your life, he'll give you responsibility before he give you emotional confirmation. I had the responsibility, because it's not past tense. I have the responsibility. Well, God has said it like this. He gave me the responsibility for Train to Reign years ago. He gave me the responsibility for Train to Reign even before the torch was passed to me to do it. It became my assignment, and God gave me the authority before the confidence built up in me to host a seminar. And so here we are now, some 4 or 5 years later, but the assignment that God gave, he handed me the responsibility before he gave me confirmation. Oh, come on, y'all. I'm talking good here tonight. You need to understand something, that many people make the mistake that they mistake the absence of confidence and the absence of calling. They make this mistake, the absence of confidence for the absence of their calling. Don't make the mistake of that. Understand that your calling, God already anointed you for. And when he anointed you for that, he'll hand you responsibility before he give you emotional confirmation. So your sight learns to rule your emotion instead of being ruled by them. Let me try and clean this up for you so you can bite on this thing and hold on this thing. When God hands you responsibility, he'll hand it to you before he gives you emotional confirmation. He'll do this So your spirit learns to rule your emotions instead being ruled by them. I want y'all to catch this, because in the kingdom, calling often arrives in silence, and the confidence arrives later after obedience has already been tested. Would you agree tonight? Would you agree tonight that this that you are experiencing is just a test of your obedience? It's easy if God call you and test you on something that you feel good about or that you have an abundance of. But the true test of your obedience is going to be when you seemingly don't have what is required. Or you have it because God gave it to you. And you have to make the decision to do what God wants you to do with it. This is so important. This is so important that it's so important that we have to campaign for it. And I'm trying to build you up on your most holy faith. And that we're just not doing something for the sake of doing something. Let me tell you, life is being poured into this. Destiny is, you're being escorted to destiny here. There's impartation. There is something that God wants you to have. And it's going to take movement. It's going to take movement. So I'm looking for 5 people to sign up tonight. I want you to go to trainingtoreign.net. That's TRAINING, the number 2.net. There's general there's a general registration, and then there's a VIP registration. I want you to register now. We're going to be campaigning right all the way up, even when the class gets full, and it is limited seating, and we do have online as well. But you want to be in the room. We have hotel packages at the same hotel. We have hotel packages. I can send you the link for the rates. I can post it for you. Whatever you need, we have got it together. And so what God is doing, and what I'm so impressed with, is that what I've seen done on so large scales, I'm talking about large scales across the globe. God has given me to do this. Now, it's not on so much as a large scale, but yet still he entrusted me to do it because he'd already decided that this would be my assignment. Do y'all feel where I'm going now? And so when you step, what God gives, let me go to these notes because I won't get too ahead of myself. God gives, and my time is almost up. God gives authority early. I told you he gave me this assignment. He gave it to me early, long before, some 2 or 3 years before I hosted it. I sat in 2 of the summits, or 3 of the summits, 2 of the summits, 2 or 3 of them before I even hosted the summit. But I had the authority that God had given, but I had to be trained in it to be able to hear God, what his plans were for the people, where to take it, what city to put it in, and how to bring it about. So I had to listen to God because God gives authority early, because authority is what creates confidence. Movement is how you calculate it. God, he creates it. Authority is what creates it. When you are confident in the thing that God has given you, when you step, heaven backs up the step. When you move, provision aligns. And when you speak, clarity catches up with your voice. When you move, provisions aligns. There are people, and I know this to be true because I've already got these types of calls that say, Pastor Moore, I'm not going to be able to make your conference, but I want to be able to sow into the conference. We have sponsors. That sponsor it to make sure that the plan of God goes forward. You know why? This is why. Because if you make the move, the provision will align itself. What you make the move in doing, it will automatically pull provision. It will pull it. If you are set out to do the plan and the will of God, it will pull provision. It will pull it from the north, the south, the east, the west. God has people everywhere. Oh, don't get it twisted. God got people everywhere. And so when you move, provision aligns. When you speak, clarity catches up with your voice. This is why delay is so dangerous. You cannot delay. You got to move on time with God. You don't get to procrastinate. You don't get to drag your feet. I bind the lazy spirit right now in the name of Jesus. Through the power of the blood, we bind the lazy spirit, the procrastinating spirit, the undecisive, the can't make up the mind spirit. We bind that, because delay teaches fear how to sit on the throne. Delay, good God Almighty. It teaches fear. It teaches fear how to sit on the throne. Obedience teaches authority where it belongs. That obedience, it teaches authority where it belongs. Go take your rightful place and stay in your, that's what obedience does. Obedience, when God sees obedience, especially under pressure, you are to be made under pressure. All the finest things that you will ever come across has been made under pressure. God is not waiting for you to feel bold. He's waiting on you to agree with him. That's what a yes, Lord, will cost you. He's waiting on you to agree with him. You agree with what he's already spoken. That's what faith is. When you respond to what God has already done, you agree with the weight he's placed on you, because it's weighty, weight. It has weight to it. Not only does it has weight to it, but it has revelation to it. Are y'all hearing me tonight? I want you to understand this, because every Tuesday night at 8:30, it's called Tuesday Night Live. We are campaigning for Training to Reign. We're on the radio earlier this evening. We jump off the radio, a couple of hours pass by, and we jump on Tuesday Night Live, 8:30, and we're campaigning for Training to Reign. Even when the class is full and it's online. I'm telling you, we are going to take this kingdom and turn it right side up. Whatever God has given us the authority to do, we're coming after it. We're coming after it. Because you being trained to reign makes you the most dangerous person in the room. So you not only do you agree with what God has already spoken, respond in faith, walk by faith, not by sight. And not only do you do that, the way you understand what he's placed on you, so that creates a boldness for you to walk in. But here, lastly, you agree with the timing. You agree with the timing. And when you agree with the timing of God, that makes you sometimes uncomfortable. Because, naturally, I would already be asleep. Naturally, I would already be asleep. My day starts at 5 a.m. every morning. And I have a busy every day, Monday through Friday job, busy. And I have to incorporate a whole lot of things. And sleep is one thing I have to have. But the timing of God says 8:30 every Tuesday night. And so every Tuesday night, this is what I do. From 8:30 to 9:30. I think that's what it was. I think we do a power hour. We're going to cut it back, though. We're going to do 30 minutes. Y'all got to jump in here and get it a little sooner. So you agree with the timing of God, even when it makes you uncomfortable. If it makes you uncomfortable, that's a good sign, because that's what you need to carry out. Okay, now watch this. Because once you move, once you take a step, once you move, confidence will no longer be a question. It's going to be evidence. It's no longer going to be a question. So here it is. Here it is. And I'm finished. Here it is. I will not wait to feel ready. I'm not going to wait to feel ready. I'm going to trust God, and I'm going to move because I'm authorized. I'm authorized because I know that I reign because I'm aligned. I don't have to guess at it. I don't have to think about it. I'm already doing this thing. So tonight I'm here to motivate you. Yes, but I'm here to confront delay. I'm here to hijack your delay and hijack your excuses, because there's a difference between being unsure and being unwilling. There's a difference between being unsure and being unwilling. And it's not you being unsure, it's you being unwilling to move, unwilling to trust God. So when God gives authority before confidence shows up, he's revealing who you are willing to trust, him or yourself. And when you're ready to trust him, you understand that confidence is not just heaven's requirement. Confidence is heaven's agreement. God does not anoint feelings, he anoints obedience. Get your feelings out the way and get obedient. Get your feeling out the way and get obedient. All right, well then that's it then. That's really all I jumped up here to say. That's all I've been campaigning for. Those of you that's watching the replay, again, go to trainingterrain.net. Go there, register, reserve your seat. Don't worry. When you look at it and you say, well, I don't have that registration. Listen, we have payment plans. You can select Klarna and make a payment plan. And listen, if you are, don't allow an excuse to rob you of your reigning season. Don't delay. Don't wait for the moment for it to feel right. Trust God. Trust him with what he said. Trust him with what he says, what he's trying to do. Let your faith speak for you. When your faith speaks, what am I saying? Make your move. Told you I'm expecting 5 people to register tonight. Some of you are registering, and we thank God for it. And those of you that had registered and you're waiting on me to get back with you with some information, I'll be responding in the morning. If you're watching this live, then you can check your emails and you'll have your confirmation. You have everything there in your email. I'm so excited about this opportunity that God has given me. And the more that I am studying what God gives me, I'm learning that he trusted me with this. He's given me this, and I'm walking it out. And so the will of the Father be done. And may God bless you, because I'm telling you that whatever you set your mind to, that's what you're going to have the fruit of. Don't delay. Reserve your seat tonight. Reserve your seat tonight. And listen, God, he has something great for you. And when you do that, wait a minute. Tonight, if you register tonight while we are campaigning for Training to Reign, now this has to be done while I'm live. And if you are registering and you said, I'm registering, then we've got something special for you. Something special for you that's not factored in any other time. This is, I was on the phone with a travel agent earlier this week, and they were offering us some deals. And she said to me, I said, well, can I get back with you next week? She said, no, this is a one-time deal. You got to do this right now. And that's how they'll get you. And I said, well, I can't do it. And I had to turn it down because I just couldn't do it. But I want you to understand that if you register tonight while I'm teaching, I forgot to even open with this. So I'll extend it even after I'm off live, because I was supposed to open up with this, that if you register, then there's certain things. Now, people want to know, well, what would I get? I'm not going to tell you. You got to register first. So you got to trust God. See, having that notion of having to know first, that's no good. Just trust me. If it ain't nothing, then you got all these social platforms that you can come back and talk about. That Pastor Moore said this, and guess what? It was nothing. Come on, I wouldn't even play that type of game. Not today. People are so amped to expose people, and this is the month of exposure. God is exposing and he's recalibrating. But if you want it, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it would bless your soul. But you would have to register tonight. And so I flawed on that one. So even if you are watching the replay, you can register it. Now, it's not going to work next Tuesday because next Tuesday, it'll be something else. But every Tuesday night at 8:30, we are campaigning for Training to Reign. And it's going to be exciting. We're going to have, oh my God, again, some of the the kingdoms, the world's finest generals, Apostle Kim A. Davis, Pastor John Moore, Dr. Judy Hines, Bishop George E. Gibson, Apostle Chantel Cox, and myself. And oh, let me say this here. For the VIP, for the prophetic release, the prophets are not going to be advertised. You're only going to know who the prophets are in VIP. I'm not advertising the prophets. And the prophets are not necessarily the panel that you see. No, we've got some prophets that are coming in. They're coming in especially for the VIP. They're coming in to impart. They're coming in to strategize. They're coming in for the 72-hour commissioning. I'm telling you that next Tuesday we'll talk about that. I'll allude to who's coming. But I'm telling you now that you need to make your mind up to be with us in Delaware, March the 21st, 2026. In Newark, Delaware, 999 Delaware Park Boulevard in Newark, Delaware. That is the Residence Inn Hotel. We're going to be there in their conference room, and we're going to have a time. Got found favor with these people. Oh, my God. You wouldn't believe it if I told you. So just thank God for it. Well, that's it. I just wanted you to get this information. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Thank you for those of you that's going to share it. Come on. I need everybody to share it. Share it, and share it alike. And listen, tag somebody. Get them to understand that this one is for them. We'll be back next Tuesday night, 8:30, Tuesday Night Live, campaigning for Training to Reign. God bless you. Thank you for joining.